Value orientation refers to the set of values and beliefs that an individual or society holds, which guides their decision, behavior, and priorities. These values may include honesty, hard work, respect for authority, individualism, or collectivism. National development, on the other hand, refers to the improvement in the overall well-being and progress of a nation, including economic growth, social development, infrastructure development, and the overall quality of life for its citizens. Meanwhile, social analysts say the relationship between value orientation and national development is complex and multifaceted. They say value orientation can have a significant impact on the direction of a nation, direction a nation takes in its development efforts, noting that if a society values hard work, innovation, and entrepreneurialism, it may be more likely to foster an environment conducive to economic growth and development. A social and public affairs analyst, Ossai, is with us to provide his perspective on value orientation and national development and what this means for a nation like Nigeria. I want to say thank you very much for joining us here on Newsday. So we're talking about value orientation and national development. Let's start it off by saying that can you probably itemize or probably spell out the dominant values that govern Nigeria and has brought us to this very point from independence till date?
Well, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, I think that the Nigerian nation has emphasized to a very large extent physical development, infrastructural development, roads, bridges, highfalutin terms, and to a very large extent, a people orientation in terms of value is lacking. With the result that as I was driving to this place, knowing that this is what I'm coming to discuss, I was looking at the roads. Lagos looks like a war-torn area. Looks like a nation in crisis. The people you see are people that look like, you know, when we used to hear Ghana must go in Nigeria?
Yeah, back in the days.
Remember those days?
Yes.
So when you look at our streets, you see derelicts, people that have no future, nothing to live for. Yeah? Meanwhile, governance in Nigeria has focused on building bridges, building roads, and they call it the gains of democracy, delivering democratic values to the people. But what I keep saying is, if you build all the roads, build all the networks, bridges, and high flying trains and all such things, meanwhile the people are unable to use these facilities, what have you achieved? Now, Nigeria for once needs a leadership that understands that whatever we build as technological innovation must be built in a platform where the people have capacity to use these things. So we should go back to educating the citizens. And I'm not talking about the education of just going to school. Yeah? If you travel around the world, if you go to Japan, an average Japanese person understands that 7 a.m. is 7 a.m. 2 minutes late, and he can't function. Even the people you are coming to see won't take you serious. But the Nigerian is, I don't know.
So here's my question.
Yes.
What are the values that have, what's our dominant value system in Nigeria?
What we call in, I did business administration, I majored in marketing, and then I crossed over to communications. There's what we used to call cash nexus, where everything is monetized. The value of a person is a function of how much cash he has. That is the problem in Nigeria. Everything is not about money. I should be able to look at somebody and see that this person is honest. I should be able to look at somebody and say that if I entrust him with X, even if it's just this my ring I keep to him, he will be responsible to know that he owes me the obligation of keeping what's entrusted into his hands. Bible calls it faithfulness. character.
I like the way you've explained it using that cash nexus, and as soon as you said money, I knew exactly where you were going, because it really does show in the day-to-day basis that it's the man with the the man or woman with the biggest cash that wins the day. But if we talk about how that in itself has transitioned into corruption and nepotism under government, how can society begin to effectively address and transform this negative value to foster progress? And also, given the diversity, I mean, we have so many cultures, subcultures, even in Nigeria. When we look at the diversity of values in the society, how can our nation strike a balance between respecting individual values and fostering a collective value system that will be able to promote national progress?
What Nigeria needs, ma'am, is very simple. What is the role of church in nation building? What is the role of families in nation building? What is the role of an individual? What is nation building? We have, to a large extent, lumped everything together. And meaning is lost in words. Yeah? At the end of the day, the problem is that every person is in a hurry to make ends meet for himself, for his family, for his ethnic nationality, and all of these things are self-centered. Nobody is focusing on the ideals of the religion that we say we practice. There's no religion that doesn't teach honesty. Now, is honesty subjective? If a man is honest, it's honest. Yes or no? So you find that the problem is that people abuse the privilege of religion and they use it for political gains. Yeah? But if we can just focus on our Christian values of love for humanity, of honesty, of sincerity, of truth. Yeah? I am a preacher. Can I really come out? My name is actually Bishop Ossai of City of Refuge. The call of God upon my life is to raise an army of faithful men and women for nation building. So I focus on character. The reason why I have not heard so much about me is that I'm not a solution center. Because here in this country, every person comes to see what they can get. So when somebody is preaching integrity, the winning traits of life, I have seen that people can win by faithfulness. I have seen that people can win by character. People begin to look for you. Why? Because they know that whatever this man says is what he means. The political class in Nigeria are largely a people you cannot take anything they say to any bank. You can't trust anything they say. And Nigeria's problem is nothing but governance. By the grace of God, I've traveled in nations of this world. Yeah? Look, the Nigerian is about one of the best behaved people in the world. And I'm serious about it. Imagine that you are in the city or in New York City trying to board a train, maybe to Delaware, and there is only one train. And you're not sure when another train will come. The American will shoot the next person to enter. But the Nigerian is so patient. The Nigerian is so consistent.
All right, so for the brevity of time,
yes.
Use this briefly. What sometimes, like you've mentioned, and itemized, might be a flaw, a deficiency in value system. Other African nations see it, envy Nigerians for it, probably aspire to have these traits in themselves as a nation, because, like you said, when you see Nigerians move abroad, Nigerians are almost superhumans. They are probably just a step above the rest of the class. And
in your mind, though,
because you've seen them do great things.
Listen, I was walking down the streets in Cape Town, and a guy pulled right over me and said, "Hey, I'm sure you're Nigerian." I said, "Okay, what did you see?" that made you say, I'm a Nigerian? He said, nobody can walk the way you're walking except a Nigerian.
Was it the confidence or?
I don't know. That's what I wanted to find out.
The Africans, they see us.
They see us that way. But the issue is that people don't understand that this Nigerian is a man that is formed in the crucible of afflictions. A man who survives in extreme lack, contention. Everything here is by force. In the streets of Cameroon, in Yaoundé, if you're walking down the road and you flag down a cab, he can pass you and come right back to pick you. But in Nigeria, so these things they see, we call them docile. And they call us maybe focused.
Yes.
But can I tell you something?
Yeah.
It's not positive.
It's work for people.
It may work. We didn't say that things that are not positive don't work. It's the collateral damage that we're looking at.
All right, then. I mean, I wish we had more time, but we have to go. But definitely speaks to the fact that the environment contributes to it.
That's exactly what I'm
because when
saying.
Nigerians go outside of this environment, they succeed and they excel in ways that you can't even imagine. But we have to end it here. Really appreciate your time and analysis, Mr. Oscar Ossai, Public Affairs Analyst. Really appreciate your time on here on Arise News.